It's not trashed by more people. Your statement is incorrect. It's not trashed by more people. I'm not saying that. Quentin Tarantino is an uncompromising filmmaker with encyclopedic film knowledge and attention to detail, leading to legendary collaborations and professional disasters. He has an almost supernatural ability to recognize authentic screen presence. The man revolutionized independent filmmaking through Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. However, this cinematic genius has clashed with actors whose methods or behavior went against his artistic vision and professional standards. Tarantino's professional antagonisms reveal the philosophical divide between pure cinematic artistry and commercial movie-making in Hollywood. Performers must match his intellectual intensity and serve his narrative obsessions without ego interference to portray his legendary dialogue and intricate character development. Conflicts have become legendary in the industry due to his disapproval of actors who do not meet his standards or try to impose their own creative ideas. Tales of caution about challenging a powerful creative force in cinema. Chevy Chase is sixth. Quentin Tarantino and Chevy Chase have a professional disdain representing a profound conflict in Hollywood. Tarantino believes in authentic screen performance while Chase embodies manufactured entertainment. Tarantino recognized Chase's natural comedic timing but was troubled by his cynical approach to craft and audience when he first encountered his work during his formative years as a film obsessive. Chase's performance style, which often acknowledged the artifice of filmmaking, clashed with Tarantino's commitment to cinematic authenticity. Tarantino valued actors who disappeared into their roles while Chase seemed more interested in maintaining his comedic persona. Casting director Victoria Thomas worked with both Chevy and Quentin on separate projects. Chevy represents everything Quentin despises about modern comedy. He sees someone who treats movies like extended Saturday Night Live sketches rather than genuine artistic expressions. During the 90s, Tarantino reportedly expressed concerns about Chase's ability to embrace the psychological darkness that defines many of his characters during discussions about potential collaborations. The conflict crystallized. Tarantino believed Chase lacked the professional discipline needed for serious filmmaking, which was reinforced by the actor's difficult behavior on set. Tarantino's later public comments about actors who mistake smugness for intelligence were universally interpreted as direct criticism of Chase's approach to both comedy and dramatic material, making their antagonism particularly cutting. Will Smith. Quentin Tarantino and Will Smith had incompatible visions for Django Unchained, preventing a collaboration. This creative tension was most evident in their discussions about how the film should address slavery and racial violence. Both actor and director expressed enthusiasm about working together on such challenging material when Smith was first approached about the lead role. Their creative meetings quickly revealed profound disagreements about character development and thematic approach, making productive partnership impossible. Tarantino's commitment to psychological complexity and moral ambiguity within historical context directly contradicted Smith's preference for heroic character arcs that would allow audiences to maintain comfortable moral clarity. Producer Stacey Scherer recalled that Will wanted Django to be more traditionally heroic. Quentin insisted that authentic storytelling required embracing characters' darker impulses and moral contradictions. Both creative forces struggled to find common ground between commercial accessibility and artistic integrity, leading to increasingly heated discussions. Tarantino questioned Smith's courage to fully embody psychologically demanding material after the actor requested script changes to soften Django's morally questionable choices. Industry insiders understood Smith's departure as the inevitable result of irreconcilable creative differences, despite the official attribution to scheduling conflicts. Kevin Costner is fourth. Quentin Tarantino and Kevin Costner represent different generations of filmmakers assessing authentic American masculinity on screen. Their professional antipathy is fascinating. Cultural disagreements about heroism and moral complexity in contemporary cinema are revealed through their conflict. Costner's earnest approach to historical drama and traditional heroic narratives represented everything Tarantino found inauthentic about Hollywood's sanitized version of American history when he first achieved prominence in the 90s. Tarantino appreciates morally ambiguous characters and complex anti-heroes, while Costner prefers straightforward protagonists with unquestioned nobility. Their professional interactions at industry events showed mutual contempt disguised as polite courtesy. Quentin considers Kevin to embody everything wrong with prestige filmmaking. Roger Avery collaborated with Tarantino during his breakthrough period. Observe screenwriter. He confuses moral simplicity with dramatic sophistication and mistakes earnestness for depth. Throughout the 90s and early 2000s, both filmmakers competed for similar historical projects. Tarantino doubted Costner's ability to portray the necessary psychological darkness in authentic historical storytelling. Tarantino believed audiences were being served dishonest versions of the American experience, which was intensified by Costner's commercial success with films like Dances with Wolves. George Clooney. 3. During the production of From Dusk Till Dawn, Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney's conflicting filmmaking approaches created tensions that nearly derailed Robert Rodriguez's vampire thriller despite their on-screen chemistry. Their collaboration initially seemed like a perfect match of Tarantino's writing brilliance and Clooney's emerging movie star charisma when both were cast in the genre-bending project. Their working relationship became increasingly uncomfortable due to fundamental differences in how actors should approach violent material and dark comedy. Tarantino's commitment to embracing a nihilistic worldview conflicted with Clooney's preference for finding humanity within morally questionable characters. Director Robert Rodriguez recalled that George kept trying to make his character more sympathetic. Both creative forces struggled to find compromise between accessibility and authenticity during their on-set discussions. Quentin insisted that the story's power came from refusing to judge these criminals or provide easy moral escape routes for audiences. Clooney allegedly expressed concerns about extreme violence in the script, leading to heated debates about artistic responsibility and cinema's role in reflecting versus critiquing contemporary culture. Tarantino's volcanic response to toning down the material affected the entire production with creative tension. Edward Norton. 2nd. Quentin Tarantino and Edward Norton have a professional antagonism due to fundamental disagreements about collaborative responsibility and creative control despite their shared commitment to artistic excellence. This conflict is considered one of Hollywood's most intellectually sophisticated. Tarantino initially expressed admiration for Norton's intellectual approach to character development and commitment to craft when Norton emerged as a serious dramatic force in the mid-90s. Their potential collaboration quickly foundered when Norton's reputation for extensive script analysis and suggested rewrites clashed with Tarantino's protective attitude towards his dialogue and character development. Edward approaches scripts academically. Harvey Weinstein tried to arrange collaborations between them. Observe the producer. Quentin achieves perfection in his screenplays through his obsessive revision process, treating them like sacred documents. No a través de influencia externa. Both avoided direct criticism and carefully worded public statements showing their incompatible approaches to serious filmmaking. Their conflict was particularly disappointing for cinema enthusiasts because their combined talents should have created extraordinary dramatic partnerships. Their inability to establish creative hierarchy prevented productive collaboration. Bruce Willis is number 1. The bitter conflict between Quentin Tarantino and Bruce Willis during Pulp Fiction's production has influenced both careers for decades. Their creative disagreements represent one of action cinema's most personally destructive professional relationships. Tarantino anticipated that Willis's tough guy persona would suit his vision for Butch Coolidge, a boxer torn between loyalty and survival. Willis was cast in the role. Their collaboration quickly devolved into creative battles that tested everyone's patience and professionalism. Tarantino's commitment to psychological ambiguity and moral complexity clashed with Willis's preference for straightforward character motivation. Bruce wanted to understand Butch's thoughts at all times. Remember Lawrence Bender? Quentin insisted that the character's power came from operating on pure instinct without excessive psychological explanation. Their disagreements extended to encompass fundamental questions about how action sequences should serve larger thematic purposes beyond character interpretation. Willis allegedly challenged Tarantino's authority during filming, questioning his directorial choices and suggesting alternative approaches to key scenes. This was the breaking point. The entire production team had to carefully manage the atmosphere of mutual hostility created by Tarantino's explosive response to prevent a complete breakdown. Quentin Tarantino's commitment to cinematic authenticity and narrative integrity is revealed through his professional conflicts. Commercial considerations and ego-driven creative interference can clash with intellectual brilliance and artistic vision. Get more filmmaker insights by subscribing.